I am literally the world's best person. I'm literally the best person in the world. Wow, that's bright. Guys, that sun is literally the brightest thing I've ever seen. That is the brightest sun I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. Guys, this lesson is about exaggeration. Do you know what exaggeration means? Exaggeration means when you say something like here, but the truth is really not as big, not as high, right? So I said I'm the best person in the world. All right, so that was kind of up here, but really I'm probably more down here, right? That sun, is it really the brightest thing I've ever seen? Is it the brightest sun? I don't know. Probably not. I was just exaggerating. Okay, do you like exaggerating? It kind of... Guys, look at that duck. That is literally the most beautiful duck I've ever seen. And I don't know if you can see it in my camera, but that is an awesome duck. Hey, duck. Exaggeration is kind of a fun part of language. I'm sure in your country, in your language, you do this too, right? You say something and you know, I don't know, why do we do this, right? You say something here, but the truth is really over, like down here. Like if I'm going to visit you, I might send you a message. I'll be there in 5 seconds. I'll be at your house in 5 seconds. Am I really going to be at your house in 5 seconds? Or will it be more like 5 minutes, right? Well, probably more like 5 minutes. But we say, sometimes we just say 5 seconds, right? Just to kind of, I don't know, just for fun, I guess, or just to make things more interesting. You know, it's just a very common, you know, it's just so common. It's such a common part of language. Like I could say, this is the best day ever. This is the best day ever. Is it really the best day ever? No. I can think of better days than this. But I might say this is the best day ever. Just, you know, just because I'm exaggerating. It's just part of language. It's part of the English language, guys. Is it part of your language? Do you do this? Do you exaggerate? Guys, I want to go get close to these ducks over here, but they're kind of afraid of me swimming away from me. But that is a beautiful sun, guys. I'm very thankful because it's been pretty gloomy the past, I don't know, I'd say couple weeks here in Alberta. And so to have a nice day where it's like, it's actually pretty warm. I don't even need to be wearing my jacket. I think it's about like, maybe like 18, 19 degrees out here. That's beautiful. So guys, I just wanted to make a video to explain this idea of like exaggeration. So it's often part of joking. You can say, I'm just exaggerating. I'm just exaggerating, right? Like, you know, guys, look at this cool thing here. This is like a rubber thing. I don't know. Have you ever seen anything like this? And then there's like some spurts of water coming out of here. We call these spurts, little spurts of water coming out. That's kind of weird. Anyway, guys, so exaggeration. You can say I'm just exaggerating. Okay. Now, there's a fancy word for exaggeration that you might hear sometimes, and that is hyperbole. Okay. Hyperbole means it's just another way to say exaggeration. Okay. So if you're studying like high school English, you'll learn about literary devices. You know, what like kinds of things do we use when we speak? Well, one of those is called, one of those literary devices is called hyperbole, right? So hyperbole just means to exaggerate things. All right, it's like, so you could say it's so hot out here. It's literally like 1,000 degrees out here. It's like 1,000 degrees. Really, it's probably like 30 degrees, right? So, now, the funny thing about exaggeration is we often use the word literally when we're exaggerating. But the word literally means the truth, real, what's real. And so it's kind of the opposite, right? Like if I tell you, I'm gonna be at your house in 5 seconds. I'm literally gonna be there in 5 seconds. It could mean literally that it's going to be 5 seconds and I'm at your house. I'm knocking at your door, right? Like that's what it means. That's what literally means, okay? I'm literally gonna be at your house in 5 seconds. That means I am going to be there in 5 seconds. The problem is, the word literally is often used to mean the opposite of literally. Okay, so if something is literal, okay, the literal meaning, like sometimes in English words have a literal meaning and a figurative meaning, right? Literal means the real meaning, like the most basic meaning. Let me think of an example. Like a lot of idioms in English can have a literal meaning and a figurative meaning, right? Like let's say I tell you, don't let the cat out of the bag, right? Don't let the cat out of the bag. What would that mean? Well, literally it would mean, let's say we went to the pet store to buy a pet, and it's a cat. We bought a pet cat, okay? And the cat is in a bag for some reason. And we get home, and I might tell you, don't let the cat out of the bag because, you know, we need to clean up some stuff first. We don't want the cat to get into all the, you know, like maybe we're, I don't know, making some food or something. And I say, let's just finish making the food, so keep the cat in the bag. Okay, don't let the cat out of the bag. That would be the literal meaning. But that is an idiom. Don't let the cat out of the bag is an idiom that means don't reveal the secret. Okay, so if we're planning a surprise party for our friend, surprise birthday party, I would tell you, don't let the cat out of the bag. Shh. Like, keep it quiet, okay? Keep it a secret. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Okay, that would be the figurative meaning. Okay, so you can see words or phrases in English have a literal meaning and a figurative meaning. The problem is, when we use the word literally, we're often using it in an exaggerating kind of a way. We're exaggerating the situation, right? Like, for example, if I say, this is literally the worst food I've ever eaten in my life. Okay. Guys, I see a tennis ball down there. Oh no, that's a baseball. It's a bright green baseball. Look at that, guys. Someone's playing baseball. It's actually not a baseball, it's a softball. Look at that. What's the difference between a baseball and a softball? A softball is it's not soft. It's just the name of it. It's a big baseball. Okay, there's a sport called softball. All right, so it's still hard. It's still hard. So don't get deceived. It's literally hard. It's hard, even though it's called a softball, guys. If you get hit in the head with one of those, it'd knock you out, okay? It'd knock you cold. You'd be out cold. If you're out cold, or if something knocks you out cold, you're unconscious, okay? So if you get hit in the head with a softball, it's gonna probably crack your noggin. Your noggin means your head or your brain. It's gonna probably crack your noggin into pieces, guys. So that's another good example of how words sometimes, they're a little bit deceptive, right? A softball, it's not soft. That's hard. Okay, so guys, it's weird. English is weird. Smash a like if you think English is weird. English is literally the weirdest language in the world, guys. See, I just used literally, and I used there's a runner coming up behind me, guys. Someone jogging. So can you pronounce the word literally? I was watching, I think I was scrolling through Instagram a couple days ago, maybe it was yesterday, and there's a video of an Arab guy, I think, trying to pronounce the word literally, okay? And he says literally. He's trying to pronounce it, and it's hard for him, right? Can you pronounce it? Literally. Sometimes people get like, let me give you a tip for how to pronounce it. Cut out one of the syllables, okay? So really, the word has so literally. You can either say it with 4 syllables, but it's easier if you cut out the 3rd syllable and just say literally. This is literally right? So you don't even need to say that, the 3rd syllable. You don't need to say literally. Cut out that little A sound. Just say literally. Literally, not litter. We don't pronounce the T as a T, we pronounce it as a D. Literally. It's literally the best day out here, guys. It's so calm. Can you pronounce it? Literally. The guy, it's funny listening to the guy trying to do, he's trying to make those sounds really, like, because when we say the word, we say it fast, right? Literally. It's easy if you say it slow, right? Literally. It's a funny video. I don't know, maybe if you search for Arab literally, I don't know, or literally pronunciation, maybe you'll find the video that I'm talking about. It's funny. Some English words are hard to pronounce, guys. What do you think is the hardest English word to pronounce? Did you hear her sneeze? Guys, because it's too sunny out here. Sometimes when you're in the sun, you know, when you go outside in the morning, maybe it's like sunny, and you feel like you want to sneeze. It's just beautiful. I love sneezing from the sun. When you see the sun, and it's just a beautiful feeling, guys. So let me know if you can pronounce the word literally. It's a hard word, so don't beat yourself up if you can't pronounce it, guys. Okay, so I've given you some examples of hyperbole or exaggeration. You give me some examples down in the comments. You know, you could use this when you're happy or when you're angry, when you're frustrated. You could say, I literally told you 5 times. to take the garbage out. Maybe your wife is angry at you all the time and she says, look, I literally told you 10 times to do this and you haven't done it. She probably only said it twice. And she said, it's literally 10 times. It's not 10 times. Right? Guys, that is literally the most annoying sound I've ever heard in my life. What are they doing over there? Construction noises. See, I just used exaggeration with the word literally. I said it's literally the most annoying sound I've ever heard in my life. But really, I've probably heard worse. I've probably heard more annoying sounds, right? Guys, look at this. There are leaves coming out on the trees in one day. And now I mean literally. Okay, sometimes the word literally can mean literally or it can mean figuratively. You have to kind of just learn to understand. Okay, so what I'm going to say about these leaves is true. It's literal, okay? I was out here yesterday and there were no leaves. These leaves, look at these leaves, okay? They literally came out in one day. How is that possible, guys? Look at these leaves. It's, you know, spring is it's a really weird season in Canada because, you know, usually it kind of goes straight from winter to summer. I mean, there was snow on the ground. When did it snow? It snowed a lot. It was a few days ago. Just a few days ago, it was snowing a lot. And all the leaves were not out. No leaves were out. Now I'm looking around at these trees and looking around at this grass. Like, look at this grass, guys. It's green. And it's kind of long, too. Like, I bet it grew like an inch today. Or look at that, guys. Look at that blade of grass, right? Let's pick a long blade of grass. Look at that blade. Wait, let me just turn on my camera screen here. Look at that blade of grass. Okay. I bet this blade of grass grew in one day. It's how weird it is in Canada. It's like totally dead. Everything is dead. And then suddenly it's green in one day. So that was literally one day. And I mean that in a literal sense. Okay. So, give me some examples of literally, guys. Have you ever exaggerated things? Have you ever said, I told you that 10 times? You know, or you could say, I don't know. What are some examples, guys? I'm out of examples. You know, you could exaggerate about anything. You could exaggerate about something about you, something about your life. You could exaggerate about someone else. You could exaggerate about the size of something. You could exaggerate about the size of a house. Man, that house is massive. Every time I walk past this house, guys, I'm just like, I'm awestruck. Awestruck means I'm struck. To strike someone, right? To strike. To awe means like a feeling of wonder, a feeling of like, wow, that's amazing. Like, that's just, how is it so big? It's just huge. Guys, that house is just, every time I walk past that house, I'm just awestruck. What makes you awestruck? Right? You make me awestruck, guys. You are literally the best person in the world. Thank you guys for being my subscribers. Thank you for all your support. And guys, someone littered. The word litter almost sounds like literally. Someone littered, guys. Oh. Some of these people are literally the worst people in the world. Throwing around their bottles, leaving me to clean up the mess. I'll go recycle this and make 10 cents, guys. I think I can make, if you, in here in Alberta, every province in Canada is a bit different. Okay, here in Alberta, you can recycle bottles like this for money. You go to a recycling depot. It's the place that you go to take your bottles and cans and milk jugs or milk cartons. Okay, and you get some money back. Okay, I think for bottles like this, it's 10 cents. 10 cents. Collect 10 bottles, and you get $1. $1 is $1. Okay, so you know, I could exaggerate and say Canada is literally the dirtiest country in the world. It's a paper bag down here, guys. Look at that. I won't clean that up because I don't get money for it. Guys, I'm literally the worst person in the world. So, you know, if I say it's Canada's literally the dirtiest country in the world, obviously I'm exaggerating, right? Because Canada's one of the cleanest countries in the world. Although I have noticed it is getting more and more dirty. It's not as clean as it was maybe a decade ago. It was actually a very clean place, and it's still clean compared to a lot of places, but some neighborhoods are actually pretty dirty, guys. It's almost turning into Europe. Canada's almost turning into Europe, guys. I tell you. I tell you means, you know, something is kind of surprising. I tell you. What does it mean? I don't actually know what it means. Guys, what does it mean if I say, I tell you? I don't know. Can't think of the meaning right now, guys. But it has a meaning. It means maybe I'm a bit frustrated. If I say, I tell you. Yeah, usually people say that when they say something kind of bad news. Something bad news. Like, I don't know, guys. I can't think. My brain has stopped working. My brain has stopped functioning, guys. I'm gonna go recycle this bottle and get 10 cents. So you teach me some English. My brain is done. I'm gonna stop teaching English, guys. My brain has reached its limit. But on the plus side, I'm gonna make 10 cents off this bottle. So I'm excited about that, guys. So give me some examples down in the comments. What are some examples of exaggeration? Do you use exaggeration a lot? I use it a lot. Guys, wow, that's the best looking here. You know, that's the coolest car I've ever seen in my life. Or, I don't know. You know, that person is the dumbest person in the world. Or, you know, we usually do this. I'm sure you do it too. Let me know how often you do it. And I don't know, for some reason we use the word literally when we very often we use the word literally when we're going to exaggerate, you know. So guys, this video has gone on long enough. I think you get the point what exaggeration means. So thank you guys so much for guys, look at the name of this sign here. That's Canoe Drive, and then up there it says Canoe Avenue. Look at that. 2 canoes. Canoe Drive. Huh, it's kind of cool. A canoe is a little boat that you maybe when you go camping or something, you go on a lake, you go in a canoe. I haven't been canoeing for years, guys. Years and years. So anyway, well, thank you for hanging out with me as always. I literally love you. I love you so much. Thank you guys for leaving your nice comments. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're staying safe, healthy, and happy as always. And I hope it's green in your neck of the woods. It's nice and green here, guys. Nice grass and the leaves are coming out. So hope you're doing great. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.